So you got a holiday coming up. You got a big game coming up. You got people coming over. You got a ton of people. And you don't know what to do. You don't know how to fucking feed them all. Well, not to worry. Old Dave here from Dave's Cooking Show is going to show you how to smoke up an absolutely delicious big-ass bird. This is my smoked turkey.
Okie dokie. First thing you want to do is any parts of the turkey that are kind of left on, be it globules of fat, extra skin, anything you don't want on that bird, feel free to take a knife and remove. They're pretty easy to see. It's pretty easy to know what to do. Then you want to add a generous amount of salt to the bird, followed by a generous amount of pepper. Okay, and this is something that not a lot of people do, but you want to make sure that you do it for your bird, is you want to salt and pepper the inside of the cavity as well. And also add any herbs and spices you would on the outside to the inside of this as well. Kind of gets a double whammy, and it's not so dry and tasteless when you cut into the bird. And then into the cavity, you want to shove up about a half an onion that's been roughly chopped, just, quartered up a little bit. And then you want to add 2 half lemons. This will help keep the bird nice and moist while it's on the smoker, plus adds a nice little zip to said bird. So, just chop a lemon in half and shove it up what would have been its ass. Okay, I cook my bird, and you really should cook your bird 75% breast side down. And then, the last 20-30 minutes of cooking, I flip it over and let it finish up breast side up. The reason is all the bones and all the fat is basically in the dark meat, and that'll drip down into the white meat, thus keeping it moist. That's the biggest challenge with turkey, is keeping this shit moist. And you can plainly see that I'm adding double strips of thick cut bacon to the top, and the bacon will not only help with our gravy, but will also keep the bird nice and moist during the smoking process. And of course, we want to go low and slow, so about 250 to 300, no more, because the biggest challenge with turkey is it dries out quicker than a goddamn fly gets an erection. So just keep these simple rules and you should have a perfect bird for your next get-together. Okie dokie, you can clearly see here we've got the bird and we've got some charcoal going with some wood chunks. These are apple wood chunks I've decided to smoke up with this bird. So it'll take about 4, 5, 6 hours on this thing, and we should be done.
Holy shit, eh? We're a fucking smoking now, huh?
Okie dokie, through the miracle of cooking show editing, you should be looking about something like this, about 3 hours in, and we still got about another 3 to go. Unfortunately, the charcoal did not hold up as well as I thought it would, so I'm going to have to finish this off in the oven for about, another hour, hour and a half. Okay, once the turkey has reached 165, when you poke that little meat thermometer in the breast, you want to let it rest. This is incredibly important if you'd like a nice, moist, succulent turkey. Ideally, you should let it rest for as long as you cooked it, but hell, most of us don't want to be eating at midnight. So at least 20 to 30 minutes at a minimum. Usually a good hour is good enough. Don't worry about the turkey being cold. You're going to pour piping hot gravy on. Okay. After all that resting, you've had time to pour yourself a tall, frosty beverage. And look at that. Absolutely delicious. Getting hungry already. Now, to carve it, I personally like carving it right at the breast. You can certainly carve it at the legs, the thighs, wherever, or just rip it apart. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of the gravy shots. I don't know what happened to the files in my camera or if they got accidentally deleted, but I'm going to trust you all know how to make gravy. And this is the only time I would like you to use a meat fork. Please don't use a meat fork when handling raw meat because all the goodness will drain out of the holes. But man, look at that. Look at that meat. Perfection. And don't worry about if you got skittish relatives. That pink you see there, that's a smoke ring. You want that. So that's how to smoke a bird. So the next time you're having a big gathering, try this out.
And that is my smoked turkey. So the next time you're having, be it a small gathering with a few people or a large gathering with several people, know that this dish will knock each and every one of their collective socks off.